Hello and welcome back. I'm David Bianco. So it's summer, July 2022, and it's been really hot everywhere. And it's been hot in the vinyl community. Let's hear about the latest next on the sound of Safe and Sound, Texas. Hello and welcome back. So MoFi came out with the announcement through Mike's interview from the In Groove. He went to California to meet with them yesterday. And they pretty much announced, yes, there is a digital step. A DSD file is created from the analog tape in cases where they can't get the original master analog tape from the record label, which I'm sure is becoming more and more the case, as they said, because the labels know what the value is of what they have. So that being the case, so basically we think in some ways we really didn't realize this. I think that's for sure. There was really certainly no overt information of that nature. We knew that there were digital sources of the original master. In other words, the original recording was digital and done that way, and there was no analog, so you can't help that. But when an analog master was available, I think there was a presumption pretty much that it was a situation where the record was getting cut from that. And in the case of many of these titles now, we're finding out that's not the case. We're finding out that's definitely not the case for the Michael Jackson Thriller as well. For me, the big part of the interview was really hearing what they do and how they do what they do and the meticulous work that goes into it and how they really do have time to do it right. And so I'm not of a nature to be able to split hairs on whether or not, this is in fact degrading it. I do believe the output of what we see from them is very, very high quality, and I've never really had a reservation about that. So as a consumer, from a product standpoint, I was very buoyed by understanding what they do, how they do it, and their competence in their area of expertise. That said, I don't think I can say the same about their competence as it relates to marketing or PR or openness to the customer, because we came to this situation. And it shouldn't have had to come to this, really. That's the fact of the matter. And, now I'm seeing some things online where people are posting actual emails they've gotten from MoFi in the past, which basically said there was no digital in certain productions, and maybe now it appears that might not be fully accurate. So, it's more of it's a situation of a PR nightmare. I'm a consumer. I'm not going to stop buying their product because I like their product. I certainly hope that they follow through on what they said, which is coming up with some kind of a system to overtly say in on the website or on the packaging or whatever what the methodology was for that record. Frankly, I think they need to do that for previous releases as well. I call on them to do that. Because I think that is part of the healing, I'll call it, for lack of a better term, that needs to go on. So I think MoFi has to understand this is the beginning of a process, not the end of a process, having Mike come in and for them to spill the beans. There's going to be people now that have been told or have been receiving emails. I've seen a few which overtly said there was no digital step in something that it looks like did have that. So we'll let the people in the background of a business figure out how they're going to deal with that. For me, it's a matter of knowing and now saying, okay, in spite of that, the product that I have been listening to has been very pleasing to my ears. And I think at the end of the day, from a consumer standpoint, that's what I'm thinking about. Now, is it worth that premium because of that? That's a secondary thing. I will say this. The amount of time and care it takes to go into getting these tapes and traveling to get the tape and transfer it and all the details of what they end up having to do to get it just right. does tell me that there is a premium involved, and I am very sure that the stuff that's just sold in the stores over the counter now doesn't have a whole lot of time and effort done when you compare the two. Now, again, it's a premium product, it should be. But my point is, I really took 45 plus minutes out of that about the details to really digest that a lot more than I did the quote news story. Because the news after now and with these latest revelations and what's been going on wasn't nearly as much of a shock as it might have been. I was, in fact, more in awe, I guess, of what it takes to put out a record, and one of this caliber. So for now, I'd say that's where things are at for me. If you would, please subscribe. It really helps out, as I've always said. And if you would like this video, I'd ask you to mash that like button. And if you have any comments, please put those forward, and any topics you want to see covered in the future, let me know. So for now, I'm David Bianco saying take care from the sound of Safe and Sound, Texas. Goodbye, everybody.